Alright, if you've scrolled through any feed lately, you've definitely seen them. Those insanely creative, rapid morphing animations just completely taking over. Well, in today's explainer, we're actually decoding that exact magic. We're going to look at a pretty fascinating experiment. The goal? To completely automate these massive viral AI transformation videos, literally going from a basic text script to a fully edited final cut using just a single prompt. It's like building an entire production studio with one line of text. So we're putting two heavyweight AI tools head-to-head to see which one is actually going to be your ultimate automated pipeline.
400,000. Let that sink in for a second. That is the number of subscribers a brand new page scooped up in just 2 weeks. And how'd they do it? Basically by completely mastering this mechanical toy transformation trend. We're talking about incredibly specific visuals that are consistently pulling in millions of views. Look, capturing attention right now is harder than ever, right? But this format, it's completely cracking the code, which immediately makes you wonder, what if you could capture that massive viral upside, but just completely automate all the heavy lifting using AI?
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is the roadmap for our ultimate head-to-head AI matchup. We're going to break down the anatomy of a viral trend, meet our AI contenders, set up the agents, dive into the master prompt engine, and finally, get to the final video verdict. Let's get right to it.
Section 1. Anatomy of a viral trend. Let's figure out what exactly is grabbing everyone's attention right now.
It honestly all boils down to this one absolutely captivating visual hook. Just picture this. Someone hits a button on a totally basic, kind of boring mechanical toy block. But then instantly, right in front of you, it morphs into something completely insane, like a massive, fully detailed dragon. It's the classic cube to dragon transformation. It's just so visually satisfying, you know? And it perfectly holds your attention because honestly, you literally can't look away until the whole transformation finishes. That is exactly the type of content the algorithms are just begging to push to millions of people, because that guaranteed satisfaction means a sky-high loop rate.
All right, moving on to Section 2, the AI automation contenders. Free versus paid. We need to know who's actually stepping into the ring here.
So on side A, we've got Claude Code. This is our paid premium AI model, super well known for its advanced coding and automation pipelines. It's an absolute powerhouse. But over on side B, we have something really intriguing. It's called anti-gravity. And get this, it's a completely free alternative launched by Google. So we've basically got a classic David versus Goliath narrative playing out right here. I mean, creators are constantly asking, hey, is there a realistic way to build these automated pipelines without shelling out for premium subscriptions every month? Well, today we are putting that to the test. Can a completely free Google tool actually beat a paid heavyweight AI on the exact same workflow?
Which brings us to Section 3, setting up your AI agents. Because before we can automate the magic, we've got to set the stage. Think of this phase kind of like hiring a new digital employee and just handing them their security badge so they can actually sit at your computer and work. The whole installation pipeline is pretty straightforward, but there's a huge difference right off the bat. For the premium model, Claude Code, you actually have to install a developer tool called Git first before anything works, and then grab the desktop client. But for the free anti-gravity model, you literally just download it, sign in with your Google account, and boom, you're authenticated. You know, lowering that technical barrier, like completely ditching the need for dev tools like Git, that is exactly why newer platforms like anti-gravity are seriously shaking things up. It's just so much more accessible.
Now, what's really interesting about this setup data is the massive difference in time. Anti-gravity, the free tool, took about 2 minutes to be completely ready to go. 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Claude, our premium contender, took closer to 7 minutes to get all its dependencies initialized and verified. For anyone just wanting to jump in and start creating, that is a real game changer. It's a great early indicator that free definitely doesn't mean slow or clunky. The underdog was literally ready to hit the ground running way faster.
Okay, on to Section 4, the master prompt engine. This is where things get really fun. Let's look at how we actually command the AI.
This is the execution phase, right? How we actually talk to these AI agents so they completely get the assignment. It all starts with prompt 1, which is basically an onboarding command. You drop this into both models, and instantly they start asking for permissions. They're going to need access to your computer's command line and the internet to verify external accounts, specifically an external generation account, which is absolutely crucial for rendering the actual footage. So you're pretty much just tabbing back and forth, hitting approve as they build out their internal workspace.
Once they give you the green light that they're ready, we drop in prompt 2. And guys, this is the big one. This is the entire automation engine. It holds the complete workflow brief. We're talking scripting, visual generation, final edit instructions, the whole shebang. You feed this massive block of text to both Claude and anti-gravity so they understand the camera angles, the pacing, all the complex constraints. It's actually wild when you think about it. A master prompt like this condenses what used to be like a week-long creative briefing process into just a few paragraphs of super dense logic that the AI parses in a matter of seconds.
But here is where it gets really, really cool.
After digesting that massive prompt, both AI models actually pause. They stop the automation, turn around, and basically ask you a clarifying question: what transformation would you like to use? That is such a fascinating glimpse into how agentic these new tools are. They've got the rules, they're ready to build, they just need your specific creative green light to actually kick off the engine.
So the AI spits out a menu of these super fun generation concepts. You get choices like turning a sphere into a rapido, or my personal favorite, a cube morphing into a giant scorpion. For this specific test, we went with option 1, the classic cube to dragon. But keep in mind, if you aren't feeling any of the options it gives you, you can literally just type in your own custom crazy idea right there, and the AI will adapt on the fly.
Right after you pick the concept, the AI is going to ask for your aspect ratio. And look, this is a huge decision for your content strategy. If you're going for TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Reels, you've got to tell it 9:16. But if you want traditional, long-form YouTube stuff, it's 16:9. Now, since this specific workflow test was designed for a wide tutorial format, we locked in 16:9 for both models just to keep the playing field completely level. At this point, it is go time. The AI models go heads down into the build phase, which takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And if you watch your terminal, you'll see this crazy flurry of activity. They are running through stages, handling the workflow, and get this, they even troubleshoot and fix their own coding errors on the fly. Seriously, watching the system hit a roadblock, write its own patch, and just keep cruising without you lifting a finger is mind-blowing. You just grant any final system permissions that pop up. Once they wrap, you give one last command, requesting a previewable link so you can actually watch the finished, edited video file it just built totally from scratch.
All right, the moment of truth. Section 5, the final video verdict. They had the exact same prompts, the exact same creative, and the exact same aspect ratio. Let's see who built it better.
Let's start with our premium heavyweight Claude code. Now, Claude actually generated 6 different variations of the video. Lots of choices, which sounds awesome in theory, right? But the quality just honestly wasn't there. It was kind of a letdown for a premium product. The animations were super rushed, completely capping at around 7 seconds. And because that timeline was so squeezed, the actual morphing effect, the literal thing that makes these videos go viral, it completely failed to land. The transition was choppy and just totally lacked that visual satisfaction. You need to actually keep a viewer hooked.
So what about the free Google tool Anti-Gravity? Guys, it is a stunning contrast. Anti-Gravity produced an incredibly clean, beautiful cube-to-dragon morph. It totally understood the pacing and pushed the animation out to a much better 10 to 15 second length, so the complex transformation actually had time to breathe. And this brilliantly illustrates its capability. The output had these smooth, multi-shot sequences and really clean cinematic zoom-ins. It literally looked like a highly polished professional edit. And again, it did all of this without costing a single cent.
I mean, the final verdict is pretty crystal clear here. The winner, without a doubt, is the free tool Anti-Gravity. Smooth transitions, superior camera angles, perfect pacing, and totally free. The loser in this specific workflow was our paid premium model, Claude Code, which just gave us a rushed, choppy product. The underdog absolutely demolished the premium giant today, which just goes to show that AI capability is advancing way faster than these pricing models can even keep up with.
What this explainer really proves is that the barrier to entry for highly complex, automated content creation is literally dropping to zero. We just watched a free AI outperform a premium AI in a head-to-head viral video pipeline test. The tools are out there, they are completely free, and they are ridiculously powerful. The days of needing a massive budget and a whole animation team just to go viral, yeah, those are officially over. So the only real question left for you is, what will you build first? Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.